Mahima Creations.
Radio D Hotties, the best and hottest Indian radio network in the entire world.
Mahima Creations.
Proudly present Premier Evening Drive Time Show. Bam Bam!
Yes, you heard it right.
Bam Bam! Every
Monday,
Tuesday,
Wednesday,
Thursday,
Friday. Let's beat the traffic. Bam, bam.
Bam
Bam,
Bam!
bam. Namaskar.
Namaste.
Namaskara.
Vanakkam.
Krishamadi.
Assalamualaikum.
Sat Sri Akal.
మీకు అందరికీ వందనము
जय स्वामी नारायण.
जय श्री कृष्ण
जय जिनेंद्र.
हमारे सारे भाई बंधुओं को बोल दे याली मदद
मलाली मदद बोलते हुए सारे फीजी मदद को बोलेंगे नीसा बुला बदजन. हम आ गए हैं आपके प्यारे महिमा के द्वारा मैं से फालतू बाबा.
and of course myself फालतू रानी लेकर आपके लिए एक और drive time that's going to make it totally exciting and totally मस्तानी बन जानी.
And of course, Bhajan, आज on a very somber note, we have been reading about this on social media and also on the news about what just happened recently in Texas, Bhajan. Very unfortunate and very disturbing kind of a thing which happened there. A shootout again in one of the schools. And, again, hum log, we just thought we overcome a pandemic and everything, and hopefully everybody will be more empathetic and more, compassionate towards each other. But see, it turns out something else happened over there, Bhajan. But of course, आज का theme भी हमने ऐसे थोड़ा change किया है because we've been seeing that we actually also, are we consuming, we try to ask ourselves the question. Are we also not, are we like normalizing all these news? Like, are we like, gun-toting movies are hain, so is that something that's normal for us? Yeah, the question is that. So, MAARPEET, Mangalvaar, aaj, we're talking about what kind of media we consume ourselves.
No.
Right? But again, Fatani, if you look at it, I don't know, in my, like I was talking in our discussion, I really feel like it doesn't apply to us because we generally are not the people who actually are people toting guns. So इंडियन सिनेमा देखा जाए तो उतना तो नहीं है जितना
है नहीं
इंडियन सिनेमा भी है
नहीं बहुत है तो बाबा बहुत है इनफैक्ट हाल ही में जो फिल्में आई हैं आई थिंक जो बड़े जो मल्टी करोड़ मूवीज जो बजट लेके आई हैं आधे से ज्यादा उन फिल्मों में गन वायलेंस का
वायलेंस भी है तो है ना गन वायलेंस ही नहीं वायलेंस भी बहुत है ना
वायलेंस भी बहुत है
the so called 1,000 crore movies if you look at it right each of them all of them not each of them all of them actually have a lot of violence in them
correct
and that's how it became 2,000 crore movies and all I believe
right
so very true I think today is a good point to bring in the awareness about the kind of media we consume and how it actually impacts us or impacts even the younger generation
correct
who probably are on a more impressionable mind than ours right
right well it basically says what movie makers themselves believe is that it's on public demand that they're making these kind of movies.
Oh wow.
Lekin I don't think it's true because they're making these movies and the public is lapping it up. That's all.
Yeah, but there also is that two things, right? It's a push and pull kind of a thing.
Right.
हाँ कुछ चाहिए तो लगाएंगे ना तो obviously they'll run some surveys and I've seen some of the movies which have been action movies have been famous and now a classic case if at all they lapped it up.
Yeah.
Means they like it, right?
Well,
they didn't want to go to a Bulbulaya comedy movie. It's not an action movie at all.
Oh yeah, but they would want to go to a movie like
KGF 2. It's all about violence. It's all about the killer. The Batman becoming famous.
Even that movie, what is that? Dhakad. An absolutely waste of a movie. Absolute waste of a movie. All that they show is gun violence. Again, it's like, and what is the point? And there's no point actually to the violence.
No.
It's like there are some scenes in which you'll be like, why did they have to show that particular character? And she's done a good job, of course, as a really mean Divya Datta, that character that she plays. But what was the reason to show that, like point blank range shooting kind of thing and blood spurting from everywhere? I mean, how do you justify violence and gore? कभी कभार सोचते हैं लोगों के बच्चों के I mean, दिमाग पे पता नहीं क्या चल जाता है. In fact, the reason we thought about MAARPEET Mangalvaar today, Banajan, is because also like Alto mentioned, आज जो उवाल्दे में हुआ, Texas में हुआ, 20 children, Alto, 18 children. 18 children needlessly died. Needlessly. And who kills them? It's in what thought process should an 18-year-old have to go into an elementary school and just open fire?
Yeah.
It's so scary. What are our children consuming? What are they seeing? Do they, are they actually ये games खेलते हैं मालूम है आपको? They play these video games, Alto Baba, and there are some video games that are like, what do you call? Apparently, उनका ये कुछ पहनते हैं ऐसे, which is supposed to be this virtual augmented reality kind of thing. And then they walk around, and it seems in that there are some challenges which are like, how can you translate this into real life? You have to beat someone to death, or you have to these are challenges that they throw, so you will get to the highest level, or you will earn this much money, and this much money will be transferred to you in Bitcoin. Did you know that?
No, I didn't know that.
This is like in the dark web or whatever you call that, all that stuff. There's a lot of controversy about a lot of these kinds of things that are going on, Manjan. So, हमने सोचा, since we are with pop culture, right, and we are part of the mainstream media, हमने सोचा चलो ठीक है, इसके बारे में बात करते हैं, आपसे पूछते हैं कि आपको क्या पसंद आता है, आपको मारपीट पसंद आता है क्या? कुछ लोग they specifically go to see the action and the stunts in the movies, right?
Yeah.
तो अल्तु तुम्हारा क्या ख्याल है?
I agree with you, Fatwari. I totally agree with you. I'm with you on this, saying that yes, the movies actually are having violent stuff, which actually you don't need violence. For instance, the movie Satyam Jayate.
Satyameva Jayate.
Yeah, supposed to be Inqilab movie, but they say Inqilab has to be fought with violence.
Oh wow!
Yeah, that's what they show at the end of the movie. That's what they show, right? That the violence is what actually gives solution to it.
Right.
And of course, and what I've always been talking about is the fact that why are you glorifying the baddie?
Yeah.
All the movies, like the glorifying the baddie is not the right thing to do, right? So obviously people will start thinking. I'm not saying that there's a causation to it. There's not even a positive correlation to what's happening in here in America and what's happening in the industry over there.
Right.
But I'm saying that we are looking at a pattern which actually is changing, which is feel disturbing, because right now, as you know, in India, in American movies also. Gun violence has become like a major thing right now. And nowadays people are saying, though even if it's comedy-wise, right, people say, oh, we need to have rights of gun for this kind of stuff itself. I won't be surprised one senator comes up from our conservative side and say, no, you know what, start teaching kids in the elementary school how to use guns.
What? Yeah, they'll say, oh, guns.
They'll say that. I'm sorry. They'll say that. They probably will say that. I don't mean to be... I'm just saying that this is the kind of a world we're living in right now.
Correct.
And of course, I don't know how many of Indians actually own guns.
I'm sure a lot of them do.
What?
Yeah, a lot of our bandus do, but they will not call and share. I'm 100% sure they'll not call and share, Altu Baba, but I'm sure a lot of them do. A lot of our bandus do.
Yeah.
So the number to call us at the studio Manjan is 408-912-2479. एक बार और studio का number note कर लीजिएगा 408-912-2479. Today we're talking about MAARPEET Mangalvaar. So what are we asking, Altu Baba? Are you somebody who enjoys these action sequences in the movies? If the script warrants it, is what most people will say. लेकिन ऐसे दिखाना ठीक है क्या? I mean, और symbolic shots काफी है क्या?
See, I don't know, the audience which we are talking to, majority of them already are a kind of, I would say, a mature audience, as in terms of the maturity part of it. They are more towards meaningful stories. So what we have seen so far, people are called in, right? Yeah, even you can chime in today. Don't worry. Just because, Aditi, welcome. How are you doing? She's joined us on Facebook right now. And Aditi, you can also chime in and share your 2 cents about this, whether we require violence. I would say you don't need it. Entertainment does not require to have uber violent stuff. Yeah, you can have a little bit of action here and there.
Correct.
But why gun? Guns should be totally off limits.
I don't know.
I still am okay with the hero punching 10 people with one punch.
No, I am not okay with the hero also punching 10 people. I am not okay even with that. कि क्या सिखा रहे हैं यार हम लोग? हाँ, अगर कोई मार रहा है किसी को जाके ठीक है, okay, you need to get them off of that person and you need to back up somebody, then ठीक है. लेकिन और किसी की मतलब रेप हो रही है या किसी का मर्डर सेल्फ डिफेंस में कुछ किया तो आई अंडरस्टैंड, बट क्या है? I mean, it's like I still don't get it.
But I think there can be movies which can be a hit without the crutch of using violence or MAARPEET in it.
Yeah.
There was a time, 80s, 90s, MAARPEET used to be like a big thing, right?
Yeah.
But I think Shah Rukh Khan changed a little bit on that, right? He did not. He was doing movies actually more of the romantic chocolate boy kind of a thing.
No, romantic movies. Not Chocolate Boy, but
Yeah,
it was
actually,
more-
even his movies used to be action, yeah.
yeah, there used to be action. in his
Stupid
movies.
action used to be like where he's got blood bleeding over here and all.
No, that is in the psychopath kind of roles.
Even
that
in
he
Dilwale
played.
Dulhania Le Jayenge, he gets beat up by the guy, the father, right?
He does?
Yeah, they
No,
beat
the father-
they beat him up and all. Then finally the Babaji,
Kya? What?
where she goes, no, Babaji.
Oh God.
And then Ja Simran Ja, Jile apni zindagi.
Well, I think to a great extent.
Well, that's the case. Salman Khan also has done movies on MAARPEET. I really appreciate that about him.
Oh really?
Yes,
He's done a lot of movies on MAARPEET.
without MAARPEET.
With MAARPEET, क्या बात कर रहा है?
He has done a lot of movies without MAARPEET.
Really?
Yeah.
Like which one?
At least 2 movies done without MAARPEET.
2 out of how many movies he's acted in?
See, Hum Dil De Chukka Sanam had no MAARPEET in it,
Really?
which had Aishwarya Rai,
Okay,
Ajay
one
Devgan.
movie. One movie. What else?
Tube Light, no MAARPEET in it.
No, there was MAARPEET.
Hey, whatever.
Even in Tube
You
Light.
can't show. Okay, war is war, dude. You can't help it. Okay.
Okay, fine.
My goodness, how much hard they put you just because poor Deepa joined us on Facebook, you actually beat bashing up Salman Khan. So mean.
What? I'm not bashing up on Salman Khan.
But let's see, our bandhus can tell us any movie has become a super duper hit without the use of MAARPEET in it.
Yeah, without the use
है
of violence.
काफी सारे हैं लेकिन उतने सारे नहीं जितना से होने चाहिए,
हाँ,
right?
हाँ.
यार हमारे 90s में देखो, we had movies like Tridel came in the 80s, right?
Oh God. I
So they
don't
were the
know.
80s. I think 80s, like, you know, Sunny Deol came in with all Dole Shole, so had to make Dishum movies. यहाँ तक कि the artsy guy who came and made his career with art movies,
Yeah.
Aditi will love this person, Nasiruddin Shah.
Okay.
He also had to stoop to the level of doing action movies
Oh God.
to be famous. हाँ,
that's
entertainment
true.
के लिए सच्ची में कुछ भी करेगा लोग.
That's true actually. Entertainment के लिए नहीं, पैसा बनाने के लिए, commercial success बनने के लिए कुछ भी करेगा. In fact, एक फिल्म मेकर है जो अभी जो हाल ही में मूवी आई थी ना, वो what is that? RRR.
हाँ.
Okay, I forgot. Rise, Revolt, something, right?
Whatever, हाँ.
That movie also, कितनी मारपीट है उस मूवी में. How
yeah.
much bloodshed. Oh my God, it's unbelievable. And then वो KGF 2 वो भी आया ना अभी हाल ही में. वो that's apparently riddled with violence. It's riddled with violence. तो एक and Pushpa.
Oh my goodness, Falguni, Pushpa.
Oh God, that movie again, another violence-ridden movie.
But you know what I don't like about those things? Yeah, they say, oh my God, it's so intense, blah blah blah. But if you look at the movie, right, they show that these guys are killing in cold blood.
Yeah.
You know
What
I'm
is cold blood? What is warm blood?
Like, you know, they don't have attachment to any kind of thing. They just go squeeze this trigger.
Correct.
The actor is doing a wonderful job, yes.
Huh.
Because the actors are really not killing them.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But the thing is, imagine that, you know, it's like a matter of fact. If somebody who's not an educated individual or not a person who can actually think critically to understand the story and it's a fake gun and everything, right?
Correct.
For them, squeezing a trigger is nothing, right?
That's true. Actually, वो बहुत अच्छी तरह से दिखाया. In fact, to an extent, I think that Bachchan Pandey movie.
Uh-huh.
Did you watch that?
No, I didn't.
In that movie, Altubaba, they've actually shown how this guy it's just a senseless violence. क्या बोला? Dishum. Like he'll shoot and then ask questions kind of thing. The whole movie is about that, and even when she tries to paint a very nice picture about him, like she tries to give it from a different angle about his life, the Kriti Sanon character, and then you know, he supposedly gets mad, but then, you know, he realizes that people love him for the vulnerabilities in his character.
Yeah, okay, you're talking too much about the movie, but I think that I've seen the original movie, which is actually a Tamil movie called Jigatanna. And Jigatanna, actually, he talks about this difference. The filmmaker doesn't want to make a violent movie. He just wants to actually show a particular villain as a villain.
Correct.
But the situation happens such that the villain will start putting money into it, and he will want to write the story the way he writes it. That's the actual story of Chigartadda. Then finally what happens is the guy comes out and says, you know what, you wanted to make a hardcore movie about yourself, a propaganda movie for yourself. it'll be a funny movie as opposed to propaganda movie.
Oh.
So he makes all the gaffies and goofs about him.
Yeah.
So basically, literally, what happened to the villain in one of the... So basically what happens is this villain wants to be so much of a villain that anybody who makes a comedy about him he'll kill.
He'll kill.
So there'll be a writer who made a funny representation about him in a thing saying that, okay, this guy can't even... So he has to use violence, can't even use the words to talk to people.
Right.
So that's a comical thing, right? They made a cartoon of him which he didn't like, so he goes and kills the guy.
Yeah.
So it's like that. So point is, okay, that also is MAARPEET only.
Yeah.
But the way they showed the strength was in the character of the filmmaker to represent and stand for non-violence opposed to violence.
Correct.
Right? And in Yape, I think what we are talking about today is how violence has become an integral part of Indian cinema nowadays. Like, they can't be careers. Like, for instance, Tiger Shroff.
Yeah.
He can't have a career without violence.
That's true.
Though he's a ballet dancer, please give him a ballet dancing role, he will do very well. What? Have you seen his dance? He's not a great dancer, but he's definitely a ballet dancer. Don't put him in action movies. Put him in actual dance, classical dance movies. He'll excel.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you should not do action movies for him. He's not a person built for that.
Wow.
I totally feel that way. Welcome Meenakshi ji, kaise hain? Welcome Deepa ji, welcome Aditi ji, everybody out there. So how come you guys are not calling and chiming in? Seems like ladies like violence, huh?
Oh. Well, I'd like to know, because a lot of my male friends also, right? Like they enjoy the MAARPEET kind of movies. They'll not watch a nice romantic soft what do you call rom-com kind of flick. They don't want to watch that. But they'll watch in a heartbeat they'll go to watch an action flick. Completely, about even you prefer action flicks, right? You like action movies.
I like action movies, not in the kind of movie you're talking about. I'm talking action movies like the Marvel action movies or Batman, DC Comics universe, because they're talking about superpowers.
Okay.
Right? In other words, you actually are submitting to superpowers.
Okay.
Because superpowers, they can do all this stuff.
Okay.
Right? Our common man cannot do it.
Well, but even in that, they show a lot. No,
but in that, they show that with power comes responsibility.
Correct.
They will show the immediate consequences and of all those things. Maybe even Superman.
Right.
Superman also is governed by his own definition of his limitations, right?
Right.
He defines limits because he wants to make sure he wants to live within that.
उसके दायरे में रहना चाहता है types.
Yes, but unfortunately, our people, we will actually glorify our heroes. And finally, the hero we're glorifying, who actually killed all the people, done all the bad things in the world, come and spout out models after the story is done.
Right.
So that's what actually I see happening with KGF, and I'm really disturbed that they actually made that as a big success.
I know.
People going and watching the movie.
And there are people who glorify it.
Yes, that's true. And so I think there are also an argument saying that people, because people want it, they're giving it.
Correct.
What do you think? Are you saying you want it?
कॉल करिएगा अपने we'd love to hear from you. आपका क्या राय है? 408-912-2479. यहाँ पे कॉल करके आपके राय को पेश करिएगा, उसका हम पहाड़ बना देंगे.
Yes. Please provide only your rai, because other Aishwarya Rai is of Abhishek Bachchan.
408-912-2479. ये है आपके लिए स्टूडियो का नंबर कि can you think of a movie which became a huge success without any MAARPEET in it? Can you think of it? And the second thing is, आप क्या पसंद करते हैं? Do you actually want to go to the movies and actually find something with MAARPEET, dhaad-dhood, like this kind of thing? Not just in terms of dishum, but also in terms of gun violence. Like, I watched this one series, Altu Baba, yesterday.
You saw? Was the whole series yesterday?
Yeah, no.
How many seasons?
Over the past 3 days, I watched this series.
Wow.
Yeah. I was looking at this series on OTT, okay? The thing with OTT is I do not think that it is the right direction we're going, because absolutely unfiltered hai. You just have to say TVMA and it'll it's senseless violence. So there's this one series which is completely misguiding, because it'll tell you the name of the series is Mai. What does Mai mean? Mom. Okay. In this series, I don't think the level of violence is justified at all in the series. It shows how an average housewife, a mom who loses her child, so to speak, for whatever reasons, is senselessly, her daughter is mowed down by a truck or something.
Okay.
And how she goes on a rampage and absolutely no remorse. No remorse.
Wow.
And how she goes after one person after another. And it's not like she's plotting and doing it. It's like she kills for the sake of convenience. It just makes her seem like, for me at one point I was like, oh my god, they've turned her from a mother who is a thing into some sort of it's obviously a man who's written the story, because I was very very particular to see who has told the story, how are they capable. They've made her some kind of a psychopath. It's not even a psychotic break. They don't show that any of that she's having any kind of a psychotic break and she's gone on this rampage. Nothing.
The series is over?
I finished watching it. I was like, what a waste of time, because it was
Wait,
unnecessary.
is it over? You just finished watching it?
Well, it's just, I think, about 10 episodes or something.
Remaining?
No.
It's a small series.
Yeah, it's a small series.
Okay.
It's a short series on Netflix.
Very
And it
good.
was like, ew. At one point, I was like, what was the point in showing somebody who can heartlessly, like point blank range pe kill somebody and torture somebody, spurt out blood like that? A person will get scared, it seems, because their boyfriend that is a villain, the vamp of the movie. And then that she's worried that her boyfriend has been missing for so long.
Oh my god. And she's the vamp of the movie.
That is
Mai, she's the Mai.
no, the Mai.
Thank you for breaking the whole
Oh,
thing.
sorry.
My goodness. Anyway, we got a Badhu waiting there who's shaking her head away to glory. I don't know who it is. Well, Deepa ji, kaise aap? Hello.
Hi Deepa, how are you?
It is,
No, I didn't see the screen actually. I only saw one beautiful lady in the background of an accented green color wall. That's it. Huh.
मैं फालतू रानी को नहीं देख पा रही हूँ. Can you change? हाँ, now I can see her.
Every time, whatever some
What?
complaint with I had my beautiful face, so that I don't want to see your face. Show me Faltani face. and in spite of all the attention giving her, she'll actually walk away.
Huh?
She'll
What?
watch it. Watch it. Deepa, once again. Watch it. Today, let's keep it, okay? You'll be on the call. She'll walk away.
Eh,
आज तो बाबा मैंने फोन किया है बात करने को.
अच्छा?
हाँ.
Okay.
तो उसको बात करने दे.
मुझे कुछ कहना है.
आपको कुछ कहना है तो क्या कहो?
मुझे कुछ कहना है.
कहो न कहो जो भी दिल में आ रहा है कहो.
I thought you'll say. अरे फालतू रानी, पहले तो मैंने बोला था कि तुम्हारे देखो चेहरा दिखता नहीं पूरा, वो इतना बड़ा सा, वो क्या लेके बैठती हो तुम?
क्या?
उसको नीचे रखो ना लैपटॉप को.
अच्छा ठीक है दीपा, आगे बता, स्टोरी बता.
Oh, Deepa बोल रही है तू बहुत short है
ए,
and you can't see your face. What she's saying.
ऐसे नहीं बोला.
हाँ,
You didn't tell that to me, no? मेरा भी उससे बड़ा स्क्रीन है मेरा. लेकिन मेरे लिए नहीं बोला पता, लेकिन फालतू के लिए बता दिया. Very good, हाँ.
Kept it little far ना, so the perspective works better for you, but not. वो अपने पास में रखी है ना, तो वो कवर हो रहा है.
तो तू रखना फालतू में.
आलतू बाबा स्टॉप.
क्या?
खुश?
See?
खुश? दीपा खुश होनी चाहिए, बस खत्म.
मैं बोलने वाली थी. You asked one picture with absolutely no fighting and like super duper hit. Of course,
You
Salman
can't-
Khan की movie.
You can't say हम दिल दे चुके सनम.
No, I said हम आपके हैं कौन. It was the blockbuster
It
with
was.
absolutely no fighting.
She's right.
And it's a very simple story with like जैसे family politics जैसे real life में होता है ना, ऐसे मामी ने ये कहा, चाची ने वो कहा. They had only that, but absolutely no fighting whatsoever. It was like, it's a very good feel good factor movie.
Just like कल हो ना हो ना.
Whenever I'm feeling down, I just watch it.
Right.
You know?
Just like कल हो ना हो, right?
कल हो ना हो में sad है ना फालतू रानी.
तो क्या हुआ? Sad is okay.
Sad का.
अरे,
it's
sad is
super
okay.
successful movie.
Hey, sad is okay. Values लेना उसमें. There's nothing like somebody fighting against the गुंडे को मारते हुए नहीं कुछ नहीं ना.
हाँ.
It's nice. I like
Yeah,
Kalpana
yeah.
also. Yeah.
That yeah, no fighting.
And just like जिंदगी ना मिलेगी दोबारा.
उसमें है ना fighting थोड़ा बहुत है.
हाँ,
No,
bullfighting है ना, bullfighting बहुत है
Eh,
उसमें.
that
हाँ,
is not fighting.
bullfighting is very bad. Oh my
That
God,
is-
I agree with you.
Hey, कल हो ना हो was not blockbuster like हम आपके हैं कौन.
Hey,
No,
It
no.
was-
It was a
No.
big blockbuster.
for the millennium, that was a trend-setting movie, no?
Yeah, it was a trend-setting movie.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
had turned out to be a very
Yeah.
big. They didn't expect it so big, but it became big. Huh.
Yeah. Yeah. So, okay, good. Okay, and then tell us about what you look for.
Well, that way even Three Idiots, right?
Three Idiots. Yeah, you're right.
There is fighting actually. It's like just college ragging.
Yeah,
but
no.
Absolute. ऐसे मारधाड़ कुछ
Okay,
नहीं है उसमें.
but if you look at 3 days that way, no, Deepa, you should also allow Dil Chahta Hai, because Dil Chahta didn't have any kind of dishum in it actually.
Yeah.
Correct? If you allow Three Idiots, because 3 days also between friends, little bit of tussle wastle there.
Yeah.
Not much. Even Dil Chahta Hai mein thoda bahut tussle wastle tha, right?
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
think there's.
Again, like, see, it was hit overseas. Dil Chahta Hai. Because it has a
Overseas,
change
nahi,
of-
India
Oh,
maybe.
only.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, what are you talking
In
about?
India, it became like a path-breaking movie.
बहुत चला वो. I mean, outside of India बहुत चला वो movie.
Okay, good. But
Because they could relate to it. It's one of my favorite movie. ऐसे नहीं I'm saying, like, when I came here, you won't believe I have a trivia with that. Like, it was still running here after 1 month of release. ठीक है, दिल चाहता है. And हम लोग just US आए थे. तो मुझे मैंने उधर देखा था इन द आई डोंट नो, पता नहीं कहाँ देखा था. इधर मुझे थिएटर में देखना था. ठीक है, तो हमने ऑलरेडी वो 1 महीने से चल रहा था ना. सो वी बुक्ड एंड ओनली 2 ऑफ अस थे देयर. कोई नहीं था थिएटर में.
oh, how romantic!
Oh, how sweet.
How romantic! My goodness.
And then
Was-
maybe maybe it was like, Gopal ji probably thought, जिसे ढूंढता हूँ मैं हर कहीं. That's such a cute movie. Actually, if you think about it, that it had like all the elements minus the unnecessary.
I can imagine this conversation between you and Gopal in the park.
Yeah.
जाने क्यों लोग प्यार करते हैं. Damn. जाने क्यों Gopal saying जाने क्यों walking away.
वो मैं गाऊंगी.
नहीं तेरे को प्यार तेरे
to sing that.
please Deepa, you just share a lot about your thing, but share a little thing that you actually were in love that time. Good. That's nice.
Yeah.
No, it's okay, Deepa, it's fine. What romantic. Oh my god, Father, you a whole theater only for you.
कुछ नहीं है. For me, हम आपके कौन number 1.
So wait, let me ask you, your preference of a movie. If you want to go watch a movie, does the movie need to have violence? But yeah, it's not for to ask women. Women will say yes, they don't want violence.
No. देखो अल्तो बाबा, if it is absolutely needed for the storyline, देखो अभी जैसे for example दबंग देखो, ठीक है.
तो सलमान खान right? I should know, right? Oh my god, I'm sorry. Okay, we can't answer the question, Deepa. Your answer doesn't count.
No. See, I didn't like Dabang 2, 3. I'm telling you honestly, I liked only 1, number 1. जो वो storyline पे जाता है, like, he is a sotela beta and like he's one of those like Robin Hood cop, like, and it's a cop story, of course. Cop story में मारधाड़ नहीं होगी तो story कैसे चलेगा, right? It's like that.
तो उसमें दबंग 1 में ये है क्या? Is there a lot of violence? There is, right? There is.
There's some violence, yes. Yeah.
All Dabang is violence.
The long one.
Yeah.
बीच में थोड़ा है. Yeah.
But Deepa, do you think that it is something that, now you're talking as an average movie goer, right? But do you think that is something that, if there's so much violence, do you think that it's something that you'd want your children to consume? Do you think?
No way.
Do you think that if there is so much, like, Race 3, for example, unnecessary violence, another Salman Khan movie, unnecessary gun violence. It's scary, that movie. Actually, for me, it was.
Oh my God! Today is. I didn't dare to read the news. I just heard from some. I cannot even imagine. No way. Like, and for the same reason, nowadays I avoid all those things.
Mm-hmm.
I would rather watch the same movie again and again than watching something new, which is very like, I didn't watch the Bachchan Pandey for that reason. क्योंकि मैंने trailer देखा and I couldn't even finish the trailer and I said it's not needed. ऐसा कुछ जरूरी नहीं है. Like, I would rather watch some like sitcoms, like I keep watching. आधे घंटे में खत्म हो जाएगा, like Friends and Everybody Loves Raymond and stuff like that. Yeah.
And of course, ADD Hotties, PAMPAM show. We also end in 1 hour anyways.
इधर देखो, इधर भी लड़ाई होती है लेकिन
Hey, hello, excuse me. इधर लड़ाई नहीं होती, इधर practice होती है. You use me as a punching bag. You फालतूनी. I just started taking all your punches. That's it. Teaching people lesson on tolerance.
अल्तो बाबा आज मासूम मंगलवार नहीं है.
मालूम है. Actually आज मेरा दिन नहीं है बोल रही ना. I can understand it.
ओ दीपा तू क्या यार उसको डायलॉग देने का मतलब ऐसे क्यों देती हो उसको डायलॉग के लिए?
Thank you.
ही इज एक्टिंग एज इफ लाइक पंचिंग बैग में बहुत इनोसेंट. मैंने बोला तुम इनोसेंट नहीं हो. आज मासूम मंगलवार नहीं है.
देखो आज मेरा दिन नहीं है मुझे मालूम है तो जो आप बोले हम ले लेंगे. Sure. If you say so, दीपा जी.
लेकिन
But nice earrings, Deepa ji, very nice earring. I love the touch of the lamp in the background. It's got a wonderful accented wall to it, and then नया पेंट किया क्या आपने?
नहीं
हाँ,
ये नया पेंट है.
रोज पेंट करती हूँ.
रोज पेंट करते हो? सही है. जब पैसा है तो पेंट करोगे आराम से. Of course, yes.
You both are looking very nice. I like
Oh,
the
thank
white
you.
top of Falturani and your orange shirt.
चल
एकदम
झूठी.
sunlight की तरह दिख रहे हो.
चल झूठी. You actually told only Faltani is so cute today. That's all. You didn't tell anything for me.
ओ
I saw it on Facebook.
अभी
मैंने पढ़ लिया.
on-air बोल रही हूँ, सीधे सामने बोल रही हूँ. अल्तु बाबा.
But writing में नहीं दिया ना आपने ना बस आपने बस words. It is not in writing.
ओ शेम ऑन यू
हाँ,
हाँ.
ठीक है. मैं बॉन्ड पेपर पे लिख के दे दूंगी.
अभी क्या फायदा. अभी तो मैं बोलने पूछने के बाद देने में कोई फायदा नहीं है. But don't worry. I'm very cute. It's okay. Thank you.
अच्छा अभी हम आपके कौन का एक गाना लगाओ.
गाना आज कुछ भी नहीं लगेगा आपके लिए. हाँ लगाना है. हाँ हम आपके कौन में. हाँ धिकतना 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 धिकता वो चलेगा.
अरे नहीं
हो नहीं चाहिए.
कोई romantic गाना.
I was going to sing फालतू तुम खुशियों का खजाना. I was going to say she doesn't want to sing.
पहला
What?
प्यार है.
हाँ पहला प्यार है. वो आपको. हाँ
तो मीनाक्षी जी काफी सारे नाम लिख रही हैं फेसबुक पे ऑफ द मूवी.
क्या फायदा लिख के क्या फायदा फालतू नहीं.
ये मीनाक्षी ने कल कॉल नहीं किया, अभी कॉल करेगी. एंड वन मोर थिंग आई वांट टू से बिफोर आई कीप द फोन. वो फालतूरानी पहला प्यार है गाने में जो माधुरी दीक्षित ने इयरिंग पहना है ना, बड़ा वाला दैट स्टोन, पिंक स्टोन.
आपका क्या?
आई हैड द एग्जैक्ट इयरिंग्स.
मुझे मालूम था ऐसे कुछ बोलेंगे.
आप वैसे ही जैसे
मैं ढूंढा 10 दुकानों में ढूंढ के लेके आई थी मैं गाना.
ओह गॉड रियली
10 दुकान. एंड हाउ अबाउट द पिंक ड्रेस. दर्जी ने सिला देगा.
तो वही मिला था. ओके सो थैंक यू. नाइस टॉपिक एंड इट इज मच नीडेड एंड वेरी रेलेवेंट. सीरियसली आई मीन हम लोग आंख बंद कर सकते हैं, मुंह मोड़ सकते हैं, लेकिन द इशू इज स्टिल रेलेवेंट एंड इट्स हैपनिंग एंड इट्स वेरी सैड एक्चुअली. या
Very true.
बाहर होने की जरूरत नहीं है. पहले ही दुनिया में और जिंदगी में बहुत सारी परेशानियां हैं.
Correct. Yeah. And I think we also got to be consuming proper, reliable media for sure. Yeah. But thank you so much for calling.
Yeah, thank you so much for calling in and have a beautiful, fantastic evening, Deepa. तो बंदजान अगर आप भी हमारे साथ यहाँ पे शामिल होना चाहते हैं, आप सुन रहे हैं मारपीट मंगलवार, यानी कि the glorification of violence and gore in
Gore?
movies. Altu Baba?
Yeah, gore. Yeah.
Gore.
Gore.
Gore in the movies. And जैसे आज जो situation हुआ and इससे पहले भी just recently and then we know about everybody knows about the infamous Sandy Hook killings.
Yeah.
And कुछ ऐसे लोग हैं जो propagate करते हैं कि ये सब हुआ ही नहीं है. ये गन लॉबी का ये situation है कि ये सब manufactured news है, ऐसे हुआ ही नहीं है. लेकिन हम आपको पूछना चाहते हैं कि देखो जब तक हम पूरी I think everybody needs to raise their voice. If you actually look at the video games that are coming out, you look at the movies that are becoming 1,000-2,000 crore hits. सोच के देखो बंदजान, seriously I mean you know I couldn't even bear to sit through the like 10 minutes of this movie called KGF. Okay, forget the KGF 2, I haven't seen the second part, but that movie made some I don't know how many thousand crores. And then the movie RRR, so-called patriotic movie, but for me, I'm sorry Rajamouli sir, I found that movie an obscene waste of money and there's too much unnecessary violence. उस ज़माने के ब्रिटिशर्स के ज़माने के time se, they have shown even with those rifles the kind of bloodshed. So it is so much gun violence, and what are we teaching the next generation? We're actually making them immune to to the pain of that people suffer. I think they feel like, oh, it's so common and so commonplace that they want to go out and do this kind of thing. Could it be that?
I don't know.
We don't know. There's so many studies that have come out about the impact of violence on impressionable minds, right? तो आज हम आपसे पूछ रहे हैं कि आप क्या कहते हो? I mean, there's no judgment here, but do you like? Some people do like violence in the movies. Do you like watching movies which have this extent in the name of action? जो करते हैं, आपको वो पसंद है? या आप कोई मूवी का नाम बता सकते हैं जो बहुत ही सक्सेसफुल रहा, बहुत ही entertaining रहा, without any violence?
एंड ऑफ कोर्स दीपा जी ने बताया कि एक फिल्म जो सूरज बरजाते के क्रेडिट पे जाते हैं, बिकॉज ये फिल्म है फ्रॉम द मूवी नेम ऑफ कोर्स इज हम आपके हैं कौन. माधुरी दीक्षित स्टारर along with Salman Khan when he was still actually trying to get into the space actually. But yeah, he was still not a big.
Wasn't he already a big hit?
No, he was not a big hit that time. After he became a big hit actually.
Acha, okay. So from that movie, Banajan, we're going to tell you, प्यार ही प्यार करो, make love, not war.
What?
I mean, celebrate love, not war. Hey, there's a song, man. There's also a saying, right? Make love, not war.
प्यार है, पहली पहली बार है, पहला पहला प्यार है, पहली पहली बार है.
Music director कौन है?
जान के भी अनजाना कैसा मेरा यार है.
Father, you don't know Ram Lakshman?
Ram Lakshman.
पहला प्यार है, पहली पहली बार है.
And the movie which came out in the early 90s, but 1994 में आई थी.
हाँ.
This I think was same time as that of Roja. Roja came 92, is it?
Roja, no, 94. 94 or 95 Roja came.
This is also 94, na? But this was a super duper hit. 92 is what I think Roja what came in.
No, man.
Roja came 92, man. That's when the career of A.R. Rahman started, right? 92. Google करके देख लो फालतू, it doesn't matter.
अच्छा.
Take if you don't want to challenge, you want to challenge my
You
thing.
already looked it up, huh?
No, I don't know, but tell me what is it?
It's 1992.
I'm right?
Yeah.
You can't say that. My God, so difficult for you. It's like as if you're telling
I'm not going to say that. No,
that's the
I'm not
thing.
gonna
That's
say
the
that.
ego in her, but it doesn't matter.
But at the same time as Roja Banjan, another movie, was that Mani Ratnam again?
100% violence in the movie. My goodness,
Agni
already.
Nakshatram, right? Agni Nakshatram had violence.
Everything violence. South Indian movies all had violence in it. I'm
It
yet
was-
to see South Indian movies doesn't. Actually, no, I've seen some
Well,
movies.
no, the movie Anjali didn't have violence in it, did it?
Yes, it did have violence.
What is the violence?
The kids go beat up the other guy. They're okay with the kids beating up the other grown-ups.
What? No, man.
Yeah, of
Whatever.
course, yeah. Gunde come no to the house. And the kids get together and beat them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, but I can't think of. Oh, then there was that. Oh, yeah. Nagarjuna's. All those movies were like dishum
Of
movies,
course.
na? Yeah. I
South
forgot.
Indian movies actually have propagated.
Violence. Oh,
And the
God.
best part is there was one statement made by Sonu Sood
Yeah.
defending his Mai-Baps.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he said, "Oh, they actually have wonderful storytelling, but it's coupled with some of the action elements that taken beautifully.
Huh.
So you can't blame them for it."
That's right. So we want to hear from you, Banajan. Narendra Shahji, nice to see you joining us on Facebook. Jai Shri Krishna, PAMPAM. And आप कॉल करके बताइए कि आप कैसे मूवीज देखते हैं. आपको आपके जहन में कोई मूवी आ रहा है जो विदाउट वायलेंस पॉपुलर मतलब हिट मूवी हुआ था.
हाँ.
आप कॉल करके बता सकते हैं. मोहम्मद मजिद साहब, आप कहाँ हैं? बहुत दिन हो गए.
He
आपसे
probably
बात
likes
किए.
violence.
नहीं वो इतने सारे मूवीज के नाम लेते हैं. Those movies have violence in
Of
them.
course they had. All sword fight था. उनके movies में तो घुड़सवारी और sword fight बहुत होती थी actually.
हाँ. And the same thing, Aditi Shetty क्या हो गया? Aditi Shetty बोलती है पापी पेट का सवाल है चीव्स. क्यों पापी पेट के लिए लोग वायलेंस लगा देते हैं क्या? Is that what you're trying to say? या you're busy feeding your papi pet?
That could be a thing, Falrani. Yeah,
What?
probably she's busy feeding a puppy pet.
Yeah. So आपको कॉल करना है 408-912-2479 पे. अगर आपको वीडियो कॉल करना है, आप वीडियो कॉल भी कर सकते हैं हमारे स्टूडियो वाले नंबर पे. द नंबर इज 408-912 I mean, video call, you can call on our WhatsApp number, but for that, you'll have to call this number or text this number that's showing up on the scrolly right here. 408-660-6753. इस नंबर पे आपको WhatsApp करना है and we'll send you the number to call on for the WhatsApp video call. Again, 408-660-6753. ये है आपके लिए WhatsApp करने का number so that you can be on a WhatsApp video call as well.
Correct. So I'll tell you, Faltrani, the fact that there are movies which actually have had, which have become hits in spite of not being based on violence or not having violence element. But the thing is, the sad fact is that people really do like violence.
They do.
There's one argument that says,
Huh.
because the scene on screen, they generally, it is their need for action is subdued is what they say. I don't know whether that's true.
No, actually, there's this whole thing about, you know, वो क्या कहते हैं, righteousness जगाने का effort है. So अगर जैसे दीपा ने बोला, if violence for justifying a good cause is okay.
How can you justify violence in
can't.
the first place?
Exactly. How can you justify it? In fact, there is a writer called K.V. Vijayendra Prasad, okay? And this particular writer actually said, I think he's the one who wrote, I'm not sure, did he write Pushpa or did he write, yeah, he wrote Bahubali and RRR. He wrote these two movies. And he says, the important thing to note is the audience liking this or not? And he explains his definition of violence and says, the aggression for righteousness is not violence. And I can only tell you for movies like RRR, not for cinema made by other filmmakers. So if the British were violating the fundamental rights of our people, of Indians,
makes sense to stand
obviously
back.
people should
Stand
have
up.
fought for their rights.
Correct.
So he says you can't call that violence.
Yeah.
And if you find an unarmed person is getting hurt, then you may call it violence.
Yes, I agree with you.
No.
With him.
I don't agree with the violence over there. I mean, an eye for an eye makes the whole world blind.
Wow, you're blindly following what Gandhiji told, huh?
No, it's not whatever Gandhiji told. Where does it stop, Altu Baba?
Of course it doesn't
इसने
stop.
उसकी मम्मी को मारा, उसने
नहीं, समझी
इसकी
नहीं,
मम्मी को मारा.
उनकी बात को समझी. So you're going to be, if somebody is, okay, I'll put it in your perspective itself.
Yeah.
There is a cop right now having a gun in his hand, and there's a person who's neurodiverse who actually is sitting there, and he actually is being forceful on him. What are you going to do?
Forceful on him, mean it?
On the other person, so that there's somebody who's going to hurt the person.
I'm not going to hit the cop or I'm not going to shoot
What
the
are you
cop.
going to do?
I'm not going to shoot. I'm just going to try to de-escalate the situation
How?
by talking to them. I cannot.
What if you can't talk?
Huh?
What if they're not in a position to listen?
Who is not in a position to
The
listen?
person who's having the weapon in the hand.
That is up to the person, which is what we're saying. That
now
should
that
not.
is what the thing. You actually are trying to push it the responsibility on the other person. Saying,
No,
Then
no.
you'll be a bystander then.
No,
Whatever happens,
no,
will happen.
no. People who speak up against it, and the person still went ahead and did it. Why do you think this whole
Speak
thing
up
about?
against it. Exactly what I'm trying to tell you. So what I'm saying is, when you see injustice, it is your right to actually make sure it doesn't happen, right?
So you will take up arms and you will shoot.
Not
the person
take up
down.
arms. If you don't have arms, at least you go stop them, right? You're stopping them also will be like a violence,
That's
right?
not violence. In this movie, they specifically show the Ajay Devgan character building an army and getting people to use the guns to fight back against the British. And what
Correct.
happens? Every one of them gets annihilated.
Yes.
Every single one of them.
Okay.
Because obviously firepower, they had more firepower than these guys.
So right, you're saying that the person who wrote the story is wrong.
I think what...
Vijayendra Prasad is actually from the Vijayendra Prasad is from the South India, and most of the South Indian movies are propagating violence. They're saying.
I truly believe that.
Yeah.
I truly believe that every single one of the South Indian movies, at least the ones that are, not all of them, some of the Malayalam movies are really, they're really good thrillers.
Please
man.
name the Malayalam movie.
Drishyam.
Drishyam.
I like that movie. It's like
There's no violence in Drishyam?
I don't think so.
Yes, the act of murderism is a thing.
But they don't show the act of murder, man.
They do.
Where
It
did
is
they show
implied, right? That means the mom
So
actually
there's
killed.
no act of murder, which is what...
People who haven't seen it or there, Faldrani, that means what happened there? You're saying that...
I'm telling you, you don't need to glorify it, right? Well, gore and violence.
Now you're saying
dikhate.
glorification. Okay, now you're saying glorification.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there is, in Drishyam, it was a crime. It was
Have you seen the Malayalam version of Drishyam?
No.
No. Then don't talk about it.
I've seen.
Yeah, no, you haven't.
Yes, I have. Drishyam 2 I saw.
Drishyam 2
two.
मुझे बड़ा फर्क है यार बहुत.
Drishyam 2 is it's like, but I feel like it's like plot within plot within plot within plot. Oh my god, it's so
Okay.
confusing.
Okay, Fatani.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
What else, Baba? Just
Fair
because I
enough.
didn't agree with you.
No, it's okay, Fatani.
Okay.
Agree with
तो
you. I
आप
agree with you, Fatani.
well,
Don't-
Tanishan, आप कॉल करें and आप बात करें.
I
हमारे
don't
साथ,
resort to
हम
violence,
लोग-
please, Fatani.
I will. Self-defense cannot be termed as violence.
Now we agree with what Vijay this are saying, huh?
What? Deepa is writing that on Facebook. I read that out. So 408-912-2479 इस नंबर पे आपको कॉल करना है और हमें बताना है. एंड अगर आप एक स्टैंड नहीं लेना चाहते हो वो भी ठीक है, लेकिन उसके हिसाब से हमें बस ये लगेगा कि आप मारपीट से सहमत हो.
Yeah, because people want that thing, Father, because what they see, many people have said this to me, right? I consume all kinds of media, right? So
Right.
people have told me personally, saying, अरे यार, you know, ये देखते पे ना हमारा जो मूड होता है मारने को वो सब सबडी हो जाता है, is what they say. Now, is it true? I don't know. What do you think, Baljan? Do you say, हाँ, मैं फिल्म में देख लिया तो बस काफी है, okay, मन ही मन मैंने अपने बॉस को मार दिया, बस खत्म.
मन ही मन. Oh God.
It's a sign of oppression, Valtwani. You don't
Oh,
understand. These people
God.
actually are so leading to oppressed life,
Ah.
right? You don't understand, Marjan. When you actually work for somebody, the stress levels are very high.
Yeah.
You should be very careful about that and make sure you deal with those things. And if you can get seek mental health help from your office, they do offer those kind of counseling sessions. And there's a client and therapist the code of conduct which they're not supposed to share any information with anybody else. That's there for sure. So go do it, because sometimes, you know, this is the thing which pile up. Yeah, Faltwani. I remember I talked to you a long time ago about something called a pylon effect,
Right.
where you just feel that anger, don't feel that anger. One time it'll blow up,
Right.
and that's the pylon effect.
Right.
When everything just topples down. So meet the stress at the point where it's happening, discuss, talk to the people about, and you know, and listen to shows like this, where you can call up and you can call multiple times also, and you can tell us what's happening in the thing.
Absolutely.
You know, suppose you feel angry about me, give us a call. Give me a call. Blast me if you want. If you want to support Faltwani, please go ahead. Support Faltwani. It's fine. And do that. And you can always bash up on me. I'm here. You're always ready, punching back. Oh, speaking of punching back, here's a punching glove coming right now. Hello, kaise hain, Deepaji?
Oh God! Oh God!
Take a swing, Deepaji.
ये लोग पता नहीं क्यों कॉल नहीं कर रहे हैं.
डरते हैं,
You know,
डरते हैं.
They're
अरे
scared.
नहीं डरते हैं, शायद ये है, और मे बी दे आर लिसनिंग, दे विल कॉल. लेकिन मुझे आंसर देना था फालतू रानी के क्वेश्चन का,
हाँ.
व्हिच इज वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग. या सो व्हाट इज ये सवाल है कि व्हाट इज राइट एंड व्हाट इज रॉन्ग, एंड लाइक इन टर्म्स ऑफ लाइक what is the right type of violence and wrong type of violence, and violence where what you can term it as a violence, right? उसमें भी like there is like a level रहेगा शायद. तो मेरा ये मानना है when I thought about it कि जैसे मैंने लिखा Facebook पे कि evil the triumph of good over bad, like you know, righteousness over the, like देखो अभी there are some things like अभी मैं फिल्मों की बात ले लेंगे हम लोग. कोई अभी just for the sake I just said in the last comment, like Dabang, right? Like the cop, and he is doing his duty in terms of like, you know, punishing the bad guys and arresting them, ठीक है. लेकिन and also in the old movies जैसे दिखाते थे violence कुछ हद तक, like अगर कोई विलन है वो बहुत ही मतलब जैसे स्मगलिंग कर रहा है, बहुत सारे बुरे काम कर रहा है, धंधा कर रहा है, like you know, he is doing नुकसान to lot of society and everything bad about him, and when a good guy who just punishes him, only that instance, ठीक है, it is justified. लेकिन over the period of time क्या हो गया अभी, what you are saying, वो violence को भी जैसे glorify कर रहे हैं. जैसे पुराने जमाने में like कैबरे डांसर के लिए अलग रहते थे, like actors, like you know, vamp, there are different actors. Slowly क्या होने लगा, like even heroines doing that, ठीक है. Now same way in terms of violence, so when you are glorifying the villain part of it, and when you show that the villain or the person who is doing the violence is enjoying it, that's where the problem is. They show them like they are enjoying whatever they are doing.
Or they actually are reaping
the
or
fundamental issue is there, like you know,
Yeah.
you glorify it and you show them as enjoying, like they, for example, Pushpa. for example KGF, ठीक है, the villains are heroes here.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's where the issue is.
Yeah, and always they show the villain as the person who has all the riches in the world.
Yes, when you and you started taking villains as a villain part के लिए भी you are taking the actor who has done hero in the movie in the past, something like that. So the fine line between the characterization is also thinning out, and also that it's all mix and match. तो इसी वजह से slowly it's like, you know, that's all thanks to all these superhero movies, like, you know, violence दिखाना, like gun लेके, like, you know, you are like taking a picture and all that. So what happens, like, अरे ये मजा आता है इसमें, like, you know, this they are doing it, something must be correct. तो ये जो division हो गया ना, वो खत्म हो रहा है आजकल. That is where the problem is. पहले जमाने में भी मूवी में violence होती थी, वो only for definite part of the movie and very fixed for a reason.
Right.
So you can justify to some extent there, but not always. Just you said like Dhakat, right? I think you were talking about Dhakat.
Yes. Yes.
I just saw the trailer and I am not going to watch it. I'm
It's
sorry.
not worth watching.
Yes.
It is not
Yeah,
at all.
I wish I would have. I wanted to watch it because of Arjun Rampal. And वो ये इसको शायद she wants to make some mark, पता नहीं अभी सब season चल रहा है करके उसने किया. And the scene that you mentioned, I don't even want to say that. I mean, what is that? मारना मेरी आदत है, like that. There was one movie like 2 years ago आया. The hero का dialogue है कुछ, like, you know, that he Tiger Shroff, मेरे सफवाती नहीं मेरी जाती नहीं, मुझे मारना अच्छा लगता है. Dialogues, what are you trying to prove, the, you know, filmmakers?
Yeah, correct. So, so what I'm trying to say, Deepa, is that I think there is so much we see of violence, and they've shown us that when somebody is wronged, and it's in all of us, right? कि अगर एक हीरो भी मारे, I still think that's wrong. कि वो दिखाए कि वो हीरो है, उसको उसकी जैसे गजनी फॉर एग्जांपल, राइट, कि उसके सामने, आंखों के सामने उसके गर्लफ्रेंड, उसकी बीवी को रेप करके मार दिया, एंड देन दे किल्ड हिम, दे हर्ट हिम सो बैडली दैट ही लॉस्ट हिज, you know, so much brain damage and all that stuff happened, right? He had such traumatic brain injuries. So but how he goes about getting revenge and avenging himself again, I think that is wrong too, because it is only one small little thing in the mind of a person कि हमारे ज़िंदगी में कोई भी कुछ भी बोल सकता है, एक छोटा सा चीज़ भी ऐसे बड़ा लग सकता है, you know, for an individual. And you know, for them, if the person is in an impressionable state of mind or is in that, they could possibly resort to violence. I mean, that it's okay, you know, each one can find a Ghajini in themselves. You know what I mean? Like, it's not Ghajini, but I'm talking about different characters. So we're trying to say that
वही जो तुमने बोला ना, like, again, see, that's the reason the law and order all have different kind of punishment for different kind of things, right? सबके कुछ ये है, there is like level of punishment, level of sentences. There is a reason for that. Similarly, like how you react to the particular situation, wherein Gajini देखो उसकी तो पूरी मतलब ये खराब, I mean जिंदगी खराब हो गई. But what you are saying, I totally understand. And again, I agree with you. Like South Indian movies are more violent, propagating movies. I'm sorry to say this. And abhi, just because you make money, it doesn't mean you are doing everything right.
Yeah. So I what I'm saying is, I think we need to demand, I think we need to see more movies where things can be resolved through dialogue, through negotiation, through compassion. I mean, they don't show that. It happens in real life, right? Don't you think it happens?
I don't know. Has it happened?
It happens all the time. Now, with you, I always do that. No, one of us, I have to always shut up. Otherwise, you'll keep on going on and on and on.
Because I'm having a dialogue with you, Fadwani. You are the person who uses force, physical force.
I miss the 70s flavor of movies, like, you know, Sanjeev Kumar and Amol Palekar. Like, very simple, yaar. Ekdam chota sa ghar.
Yeah.
Oh my God, such a feel-good factor. Those movies, simple story, एकदम छोटी छोटी जो मुश्किलें आती हैं रोजमर्रा की जिंदगी में, हाउ दे शो इट एंड यू कैन रिलेट वेरी वेल टू दैट मूवी, लाइक थोड़ा है थोड़े की जरूरत है मूवी. दैट movie is so beautiful and the song is so beautiful.
But isn't it ironic, Deepa? The thing is, थोड़ा है, थोड़ी की जरूरत है, लेकिन आजकल ज्यादा है, ज्यादा की जरूरत है.
Exactly.
People have big mansions in mountain house. Big demands. Yeah, but yeah. बोलो.
घुमा फिर के बुर्ज पे क्यों आ डालते हो?
अच्छा, आपके बारे में. Oh, sorry, I didn't. Oh my God, it was a totally unintentional thing. My God. हाँ.
मतलब कि मेरे पास बड़ा घर नहीं है.
मतलब you want to show off. I didn't talk about it. I talk about her. You have. I just. Take mountain house has got 4,000 Indians there.
मेरी सहेलियाँ किधर है? कविता, सॉरी, आदिति.
हाँ, सब लोग मजे ले रहे हैं आपकी बातों का.
वो तो इधर कहीं बैठी है. वो बिजी है कविता मैडम.
हाँ, वो busy है.
वो क्या है ना दीपा, आई थिंक आज दिस इज अ प्रीटी सेंसिटिव टॉपिक where there may be people who are thinking about it, there are people who are thinking अरे मुझे पसंद नहीं है, यानी कि मैं मुझे कॉल कर क्यों कोई और कॉल करेगा टाइप्स वो होगा.
कॉल करोगी मीनाक्षी, विभा किधर हो?
ये सब लोग सोच रहे हैं क्यों आप पे कॉल करके फालतू के साथ लड़ना है, छोड़ दो, ऐसे बोलो सब. मतलब डिबेटिंग फालतू.
मैं लड़ूंगी. वाह वाह.
सब लोग कॉल करो, मैं रखती हूँ, ठीक है?
Thank you so much, Deepa, for calling in. Have a beautiful, fantastic evening. Thank you so much for calling in.
And of course, आप भी यहाँ पे कॉल कर सकते हैं यार. Come on, you don't have to call here, but anyways, if you're having a dialogue on thing, it doesn't matter. Our job is to make sure you can have a dialogue with that, right? And of course, आपको पता है this is a presentation of Media Mahima Bhattajan exclusively for the radio network Radio D Hotties, and which is totally a non-profit network. It's going to be its first ever Indian, should I say, community radio for the community.
Correct.
Anything you have with the community which you want to share with us, please do send us a message. We'll be happy to do it for you guys. Just got to send it to us, and we will have we'll share it on our social media as well, so that the community can benefit from the whole thing. Speaking of,
go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
The two things you got to talk about. You can take one.
So, speaking of the community radio and the community voice, Panajan, we do want to tell you that Media Mahima is the unbiased community voice that is supported by you. Now, you might wonder, why do we talk about these things? Does it really matter?
Yeah.
It does.
It does. And today we're talking about the unfortunate news of this violence happened, unwanted violence, and so sad to see what the families are going to go through because of this. You really wonder whether it's really possible to have the ideal world you're talking about.
Yes, exactly. And how senseless. I mean, think about it. You woke up in the morning, dropped your child at school, and you came back. And imagine that parent who dropped their child today, and that child is now coming home. Not because of anything that the child did, not because of a terrorist, not because of anybody, but just one misguided child, because he was only 18 years old, who decided to come and open gunfire on 2nd to 4th graders, Panajan.
Yep.
18 children died today. 18 children.
Yeah, we can actually go back and try to say, oh, this is going to happen in the world, that going to happen in the world. Yes, we can go and say all those things. But we also know that also has to start with us. That's the reason why today's show also was an introspection into our own way of life. Yeah, you might say, Habara se koi connection nahi hai. Well, by the way, unfortunately, because we are in this world, we are sharing earth and our fates are intertwined.
Whether we like it or not, everything is interconnected, Manujai.
Yeah, and even for the matter, the June 9th event hone wali hai, which is actually a presentation of the wonderful organization called Art of Living, where the Guruji, Sri Ravi Shankar sir, is going to come here. It's about world peace, and you might ask the question, how will we get world peace?
Correct.
Yeah, and again, as I told you a few minutes ago, it starts with you. It starts with us. You and I, we as the people who actually can start bringing the change, right?
Right.
You can actually come to this particular experience. You can experience it yourself, right? In person, you can do that if you want it. It's going to happen at the
San Jose Civic Center, Banajan, and it is being hosted by the Art of Living Foundation. Hashtags I stand for peace. And I think it's really important, especially with all the nonsense that's going on between Russia and what's happening in Ukraine. It's truly nonsense. It's uncalled for. And, being a community radio, we'll also raise our voice against what's happening at the Gaza Strip also, Israel. And it's unnecessary violence. I mean, what is this? Some man-made boundaries that people are fighting over? What is the point of so much bloodshed and so much unnecessary loss of life and so much heartache between people. Why can't we just live and let live? I know you might think that this is a very Faltu Rani, you have a very utopian, lofty goal. But no, Banjan, there are many people around the world who are thinking like this. Spiritual leaders around the world, like Sri Ravi Shankar, Guruji, who's coming here to the Bay Area, and he is also. I think it's important. These things need to be propagated. We need to come together for peace and love and brotherhood. It is not a hippie concept.
No, it's not.
For those of you who think that this is one of those
Kumbaya moments.
Yeah, it's the liberati or whatever you call that, right? No, it is not that. It is about valuing each other and valuing human life, valuing life in general.
And of course, I really want to say this. If you want to come attend the thing, attend it for sure. And what's the website they have? They have a website.
I stand for peace.us.
Yeah, go check it there. Register for there for sure. And if you have any questions, you can always call us. We'll be happy to connect you. We're going to have a flyer going on our Facebook page as well. And you will see it on our shows coming up as we talk about these things. And hopefully, we'll see if we can bring somebody who volunteers there who actually can come and talk to you more about the event as well. So, stay tuned for that. And June 9th
from 7 to 9 in the evening, Manajan, there's a group meditation that he'll be leading as well. So it's called I Stand For Peace.us. You can book your tickets by going there. Again, I Stand FORPEACE. I Stand For Peace.us.
And of course, there's one more wonderful event happening here in the Bay Area, Banjan. As you know, it's a landmark which we have in the Bay Area, the Livermore Temple. It's going to be the third Kumbhabhishekam happening right now. It happens only once in 12 years. It's going to happen once in 12 years. It's going to be on July 6th, Bandajan. Do not miss it out. July 6th to July 10th is going to be this event. July, not this coming month, the month after. If you want to support and learn more information about how we can be part of the Mahakumbhabhishekam, which again, I told you, Bandajan, happens only once in 12 years. It's a very special occasion. It happened when they initiated the temple, and then it happened again when Mahimaji is alive, and we actually were part of it 12 years ago. It's already been 12 years already.
Yeah.
And the 12th year, the third one coming up right now. So definitely make sure, if you want to get more information about that, go to livermoretemple.org. We also will provide more information of that particular event as we get closer to the event for sure.
Again, if you're wondering why Mahakumbhabhishekam, it is for Lok Kalyan, Bandajan. It is
Exactly.
for the universal brotherhood. It's for the upliftment of mankind.
It's something like this, Father. I think everybody is one, right? So why would people ask me the question? Have asked the question to me many times. Hari, isme kya fayda hota hai yaar, kuch bhi hai. It does make a difference. You actually are creating awareness with the aggregate, right?
Yeah.
So you're getting to a particular number, which is going to be, it's called the critical mass. All of us, most of us start thinking like, how COVID is an excellent example. If people did not vaccinate themselves, it's fine. At least enough of us gets vaccinated.
Yeah.
Enough of us gets aware of peace.
Yeah.
We're able to actually change the trajectory of our humanity itself.
Correct.
But we have a Bandhu waiting line. Father, can you go to them, please?
Let's go. नमस्कार, आपका हार्दिक स्वागत है पैम में। कौन है जी?
हाय PAMPAM।
ओहो मीनाक्षी जी, कैसे हैं आप?
बढ़िया एकदम। आप दोनों कैसे हैं?
अरे अभी तो फर्स्ट क्लास हो यार, आपका कॉल आ गया बस। और कुछ नहीं चाहिए लाइफ में, बस आपका कॉल आ गया, मैं खुश। आपका स्माइलिंग वॉइस सुनाई दिया, बस मैं खुश। मुझे कोई गन वायलेंस वाले नहीं चाहिए। बट एनीवेज, जब भी आप आते हो वो म्यूजिक में
ज्यादा फेंकना मत आलतू, बहुत हो गया। इतना फेंकता, माय गुडनेस, वेस्ट फेलो।
सच को आंच नहीं, 2 और 2 5 नहीं माय डियर।
अच्छा ठीक है। हाँ जी मीनाक्षी जी, तो रोज कॉल करिएगा ऐसे।
यहाँ पे गीता नहीं है, लेकिन गीता पे हाथ रख के बोलता मैं।
गीता कहाँ है? गीता तेरे को एक देगी तो हाथ लगाएगा तो।
गीता भगवत गीता बात रही, नॉट द पर्सन गीता। तेरा दिमाग भी ऐसे होता है। बट मीनाक्षी जी, वेरी गुड। आज का टॉपिक मारपीट मंगलवार में। लगता है आपने कॉल नहीं किया बिकॉज आप तो हिंसावादी हो।
हाँ, थोड़ा हिंसा से दूर ही रहते हैं।
वेरी गुड।
तो मैंने आपके कमेंट देखे फेसबुक पे, तो आप बताइए आपका क्या राय है कि फिल्मों में ऐसे वायलेंस एंड गोर जरूरी है, आवश्यक है या होना चाहिए?
नहीं होना चाहिए। जैसे आपने भी मेंशन करा था RRR का, वो भी नेटफ्लिक्स पे आई है। मैंने खोल के मूवी स्टार्ट की और बिलीव मी, शायद विद इन 2 मिनट में ही एक वो सीन आता है, यहाँ पे वो लेडी को आके मारता है। मेरा बेटा, मैं, मेरा हस्बैंड सेड कि बस ब्रोक दो, इससे ज्यादा नहीं देखी जाएगी हमसे। On the first scene only we stopped that movie.
Well, actually,
so I don't have guts to watch that movie.
No, but in a way, okay, well, it comes to a historic recount of things, right? unfortunately, that has happened in history. We should not repeat it. I understand that's why partly the document says that yeah, we have to keep that in mind. I know it is gory, but thing is the fact it happened to somebody.
Yes,
And,
yes, yes.
and
It
that's
has
what is
happened.
disturbing in many times.
Definitely.
And recounting that again, though it is not propagating it, it does talks about the fact that it happened. You're right about that, yeah. But yeah, continue, please.
हम्म नहीं वो चीज हुई है मैंने मान लिया लेकिन एक तो जो उसमें थोड़ा चीजें दिखाई गई हैं आई एम नॉट आई एग्री विद दैट कि भाई जरूरी है वायलेंस ऐसे वो बंदा बदला लेने के लिए सब अपने लोगों को मारपीट कर रहा है और
exactly, that was not
समझ
required.
में नहीं आया क्यों करना है आपको ऐसा
And
ऐसा कोई हार्ड एंड फास्ट कोई गोल अचीव नहीं किया आपने अपने लोगों को मार कर
exactly, and the two killing them with cold blood also, murdering them literally.
Yeah.
And just and also the bundle part is going into the crowd, which is totally so rowdy.
Correct.
And coming back
yeah.
single-handedly without any kind of fractures, nothing.
Nothing, and he's fine. Just एक करो.
उसी सीन से आपको पता चल जाता है साउथ की डायरेक्टर की
I know, seriously.
क्या बंडल पिक्चर है वो ना राजमौली को पता नहीं ये लोग क्या जाके देखते हैं पागलपंती की तरह मतलब इट्स लाइक एक वर्ड है मैं यूज करती हूँ इट्स कॉल्ड शीपल जो बस हाँ ओ अल्लू अर्जुन ओ रामचरण ओ राजमौली ऐसे ऐसे कुछ भी आई मीन इट्स रिडिकुलस आई थिंक दैट इज व्हाट इज द इशू विद audiences.
Acha, let's ask you.
देखी थी वो ज़्यादा better movie थी.
So let's ask you the other part of the question. मीनाक्षी जी, तो आप बताइए आपके हिसाब से कोई ऐसा फिल्म है जो आप लगा कि अरे यार without violence it's a super duper movie.
हाँ बहुत सारी मूवी जैसे ए दिल है मुश्किल मैंने लिखा और दिल धड़कने दो कभी अलविदा ना कहना.
But ए दिल मुश्किल was a critically acclaimed movie. It's not a hit movie though.
It wasn't a hit though.
Unfortunately, it was critically acclaimed.
It was critically acclaimed and it became a hit in the international markets.
Indian population understand it, I suppose.
Indian population में इतना popular नहीं हुआ जितना मतलब the movie wasn't a flop. It was a moderate success. It wasn't
but
like
not definitely like a 1,000 crore.
Not like that. Not like one of those.
And actually, even one more thing I want to tell is I want to get people to understand on perspective because you talked about the sheeple mentality, right, Father? It also is a part of the kind of cognitive ease they put us in as a marketing and PR personnel, right? So when you actually have something on your screen multiple times, you think that's what is the reality of life.
Right.
So they keep saying 1,000 crore, 1,000 crore, 1,000 crore, 1,000 crore. You think that's what it is, but if you break down reality-wise, right?
Yeah.
Ticket values went up almost tenfold. Tenfold. So if you look at the actual value of the ticket based on the release of other things, it would have been a horrible loss.
Correct. और दूसरी चीज मैं एक I want to backtrack a little bit to what you had said Alto Baba where you said when people feel कि स्क्रीन पे इतना वायलेंस दिखा रहे हैं ये भड़ास वहाँ पे निकाल दिए जो दिल का भड़ास है वहाँ पे देखते हैं तो they'll be fine. Actually, if you look at it, right, all the movies like जो रोहित शेट्टी की फिल्म्स आए, right, वो जो सिंघम विंगम लोग उसको पसंद क्यों करते हैं सोच के देखो
क्यों करते हैं
because they feel that they are the wronged people and that police ऐसे होना चाहिए ऐसे मारना चाहिए ऐसे एनकाउंटर करना चाहिए लोग बिलीव करते हैं कि एनकाउंटर पे मार दो.
Wow.
Can you believe that? I mean, it's like there's no due process, nothing whatsoever.
Well, Fazrani, but actually speaking, encounter was put into place because there was nothing else to be done. There was no other way of compromise. If you notice how the encounter law came into existence.
Wow.
Yeah.
It was meant to kill people with a license?
Yes, that's what encounter law was.
Oh God, I didn't know that.
That's what they said because the crime was so intertwined with the system itself. System only would protect those people. So hence, to bypass system, they became in the counter. But again, that's been overdone. I understand. I respect a part of it. Yes, and yes, there have been injustice being reigned. Whenever there's power involved, there's injustice, right? That's what they say.
Yeah.
Achha, by the way, Meenakshi, thank you so much. You're right. You brought on the good movies to be talking about as movies which actually were entertaining at the same time not violent. I would say the comedy sequence of that was a Pyar Ka Panchnama supposed to be without violence, wasn't it? Yeah, was it? Was that?
hit movie में count करोगे?
नहीं, but entertaining movie ना?
No, it wasn't.
कार्तिक आर्यन का life बन गया उसमें यार.
I don't know.
I haven't seen the movie though.
I saw the second part, but I didn't like it at all. I was like, okay, whatever.
Okay, movies like Dear Zindagi, would you call it as a
I don't like Zia Zindagi.
You don't like Razvi because you have Alia Bhatt there.
No, that's not true.
Ranbir, she's married to Ranbir Kapoor, right?
No,
बट अनफॉर्चुनेटली इंडियन सिनेमा में ये है कि जो एक्शन मूवीज होती है वो ज्यादा हिट होती हैं एज कम्पेयर टू लाइक जो नॉर्मल टॉपिक वाली या रोमांटिक मूवी होती है.
correct.
उसमें कंपैरिजन करके देखो तो लोग एक्शन मूवीज देखने ज्यादा जाते हैं.
I agree with you. Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
आई डोंट नो लोगों को क्या भड़ास निकालनी.
Yeah, because we lead a very oppressed life, no? I have a feeling, I have a very strong feeling because we, as Indian population, we lead a very oppressed life.
Not just Indian population, हर जगह हम लोग अमेरिका में भी आके रिप्रेस्ड ही हैं हम लोग.
That's true.
हम लोग कुछ मुंह खोल के कहाँ बोलते हैं हम लोग.
Yes.
अगर कुछ देख रहे हो आपको अगर कोई रेसिस्ट को कमेंट मारता है ओ यू ऑल इंडियंस आर लाइक दिस और यस ऐसे हम लोगों में कितने लोग एक्चुअली विल टर्न अप स्टैंड अप एंड स्पीक अप अगेंस्ट दैट पर्सन.
Yeah, exactly. I know.
जो बोलेंगे उनको फिर से मार दिया जाता है मतलब they'll brand them, they'll
और
judge
they bully
them.
them. मैं कमेंट देके तुम्हारे फेसबुक पे बहुत गंदे थे निकाल देना. कम्युनिटी गंदा हो जाएगा. कोई नहीं बोलता. Nobody wants to take that particular stand. Everybody wants to be nice to everybody.
Yeah.
But then again, they're propagating a lie there.
That's right.
Anyways, तो मीनाक्षी जी, थैंक यू सो मच. आज का मजा आया आपको टॉपिक?
बिल्कुल बहुत मजा आया.
मुझे मजा आया आपका कॉल.
बहुत सेंसिटिव टॉपिक था एंड रिलेवेंट था.
ये फालतू नहीं
ऐसे
always.
टॉपिक पे बात होना चाहिए.
हाँ, फालतू नहीं always brings up this kind of topic because she knows that's a good topic to talk about.
अरे टॉपिक टू टॉक हमारा भी
फर्ज बनता है फर्ज.
नहीं हमारा कम्युनिटी जो अहिंसा है इट केम फ्रॉम द ईस्टर्न लैंड्स राइट द कॉन्सेप्ट ऑफ पीस एंड लव एंड ब्रदरहुड जो हमारा हिंदू धर्म है दैट प्रोपेगेट्स पीस एंड लव एंड ब्रदरहुड. That's what it is. It is Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, right?
So sweet of you.
So I think it's really
अहिंसा परम धर्म.
correct.
And हमारे टैगलाइन पर शब्द है.
Exactly. हमारे even everywhere it is peace is what we hold dearest to our hearts, right? तो हम लोग अगर हम लोग इसके बारे में यहाँ पे बात नहीं करेंगे और कौन करेगा आलतू?
You know, I agree with you. As a community, we hold peace in our heart, but not in our mind.
That's true, actually. That is true.
Yeah.
That is very true. I think the unrest is in the minds of people.
Nobody is.
People have become so disconnected from our hearts.
Yeah.
I mean, from the seat of their consciousness. कि सोच के देखो यार हम लोग यहाँ पे शो कर रहे हैं एंड काफ़ी सारे लोग कुछ लोग एक्चुअली ओ वो तो टेक्सास में हुआ या ओ सो सैड एंड एक सैड इमोजी लगा के दे गो ऑन विद देयर लाइफ्स. आई मीन अनफॉर्चुनेटली बट यू नो देयर आर इफ यू एक्चुअली थिंक अबाउट इट that could be us. It could happen to us tomorrow. It could be our child. If that compassion and that empathy is sorely lacking.
Yeah. So the thing is, Fatma, there also is the fact that yes, it happened there. Their argument also is the fact that बहुत दूर हो के हमारे यहाँ पे नहीं होता है. That is what they say, right? It's good. No, it's knock on wood.
और ऐसे इंसिडेंट बहुत ज़्यादा frequently हो रहे हैं.
Knock on wood. It should not happen. The reason we need to keep talking about that is because it should not happen. That's the action element you're going to take, right?
And
otherwise you'll become apathetic because even based on what our Gita talks about, right? Talking about the fact that inaction itself is inaction as in not inaction. Inaction is the greatest sin where you don't act upon something.
Correct.
Because if you enact on like for instance what happened in the court, right, with Draupadi's thing, right? The Vastrabharan, what do you call that?
Yeah, Vastrabharan.
Well, that happened, right? So that one, when that happened, the whole point was everybody who was sat mum there were hand in hand with the whole action.
Including Dharmraj.
Including even Bhishma Pitama. Everybody were part of the act is what the whole message was there.
Because nobody came to her rescue and ultimately it was her brother who rescued her.
Brother's awesome, by the way. Anyway,
Yeah.
the point is, yeah, correct, you're right. So, Faltari, the point is, yes, Aaj MAARPEET Mangalvaar mein we want to bring the attention saying that yes, we got to keep in mind.
Yeah.
We're not trying to preach anything here. We're trying to just say let's keep in mind to actually consume good media.
Correct. And the most important thing is हम लोग बोल सकते हैं gun violence, gun lobby ये हम कुछ नहीं कर सकते. But it's not about the gun lobby. It's not about the gun violence. It's about condoning violence in pop culture. क्योंकि वो बच्चा, I will call him a kid only because he was only 18 years old.
Yeah.
Who went and who did this is possibly somebody who was influenced by what he saw around them. Had somebody paid attention to this boy, they'd have picked up. Are you telling me he just randomly one day decided to pick up? No. प्लान करके किया है उसने, तो अगर इस टेल साइंस हैं, अगर इसके दोस्त होते, अगर इसके अच्छे एलाइज होते, उसके पेरेंट्स होते, आई मीन पेरेंट्स भी इन्वॉल्व रहना चाहिए बच्चों की ज़िंदगी में. I'm sure there would have been some telltale signs of this particular child or this boy who went ahead and did this. So, anyway.
We have one more bandhu actually with us already. Namaskar, who's this?
मोहम्मद मर्चेंट, हाउ आर यू सर?
Merchant साहब, very good. कैसे हैं आप सर?
अरे मर्चेंट साहब,
अल्लाह का बड़ा एहसान, मालिक का करम, आप लोगों की दुआएं.
तो आपके हमारे साथ शामिल है, हमारे साथ.
जहाँ तक मार धाड़ की फिल्मों का ताल्लुक है,
हम्म,
मैं उसमें थोड़ी सी रोशनी डालूं, इसी अलाउ मी टू से समथिंग.
हाँ डालो सर, रोशनी डालो सर. यस, बोलो बोलो.
60, 65 और 70 साल पहले
हाँ,
नादिया जानकाउस्की कोई तकरीबन कोई 40-50 फिल्में बनी.
हम्म,
उसमें सायानी इनका जो परमानेंट तो वो था अपने विलेन. तो वो सारी फिल्में लड़ाई झगड़ा मार धाड़ से भरपूर हुआ करती थी. इसके बाद में गोविंदा की कई फिल्में आई मार धाड़ की. प्रेमनाथ ने कई फिल्मों में काम किया मार धाड़ की फिल्मों में. आप समझे ना, ऐसे कई पुराने आर्टिस्ट हैं जो कि मार धाड़ को पसंद करते थे और काम करना उसमें मांगते थे. अब हर आदमी तो बागबान को नहीं देखेगा ना. वो जाता है हंसी मजाक करने के लिए, मार धाड़ देखने के लिए. यार क्या जोर का मुक्का मारा है, साले का दांत ही निकल गया.
सही है, सही है.
तो ये सारी चीजें हैं. तो लड़ाई तो फिल्मों में लाजिम है.
आपको चाहिए सर ये नहीं
4-5 फिल्में देखे
मर्चेंट
तो
साहब.
काफी मार धाड़ है उसमें.
मर्चेंट साहब, आप बोलो, आपका प्रेफरेंस क्या है? आपको ऐसा फिल्म देखना पसंद होता है कि नहीं?
नहीं, मेरे को एक्चुअली आई लाइक बोथ काइंड ऑफ फिल्म, बागबान भी और मार धाड़ भी. I love it.
You want to have the cake
मेरे
eat it too, huh?
को हाँ,
Very good.
मेरे को बड़ा पसंद है.
Very good, sir. Very
ये
good.
लड़ाई की फिल्में, प्यार मोहब्बत की फिल्में में क्या गाने होते हैं. लड़ाई की फिल्मों में गाने दमदार नहीं होते.
हाँ जी सर, हाँ जी सर.
उनको
But
सालों को लड़ाई से फुर्सत ही नहीं कि गाने गाएंगे.
सही बात
लड़ाई
है.
की फिल्मों में कोई हीरोइन गाना भी नहीं गाती थी, न कोई हीरो गाना गाता था.
आपको दोनों तरफ से
वो
एक्शन
तो
पसंद है, मालूम है
पकड़ के
सर.
मारने वालों को किसने मारा है तो उसको पकड़ के मारो.
सर हमें मालूम है कि आपको एक्शन मतलब वो वाला धमाकेदार एक्शन भी पसंद है और रोमांटिक एक्शन पसंद है, मुझे मालूम है. तो
Yeah.
आप बहुत एक्शन ओरिएंटेड है.
Yeah.
बट थैंक यू सो मच कॉलिंग अस मर्चेंट साहब. थैंक यू सो मच कॉलिंग अस. मीनाक्षी जी, तो वेरी गुड. तो आपको
हाँ जी.
थैंक्स फॉर गिविंग अस अ कॉल. आप तो ऑलवेज यू टेक टाइम आउट टू
Yeah.
कॉल अस, लिसन टू अस एंड एवरीथिंग. प्लीज सब्सक्राइब टू आवर चैनल्स एंड आपके दोस्तों को बोलिएगा सब्सक्राइब करने के लिए.
हाँ.
एंड
Sure.
सून वी होप टू सी यू सम टाइम समर
Yes,
में.
yes, yes.
Okay, yeah,
और
have a
बड़ी
good
सी
one.
पार्टी
Bye-bye.
लेंगे आपसे. Thank you.
थैंक यू सो
Thank you.
मच.
Take care, Meenakshi ji. And don't watch Dhakar. Don't watch any of these movies right now.
अरे go watch it, doesn't matter.
No, 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 no. Don't watch RRR. Don't watch KGF. These are all movies that you don't
She
want
already
to
hung
be
up on you.
watching.
She's like, no, I don't want to talk to you.
I'm telling her, don't watch those kind of movies.
Okay, fine, Faltwani. So what else? What's the closing statement for our bandhus?
Well, we're just going to say that let's go back to our what we stand for, Patanjan.
What do we stand for?
We stand for
Peace,
love. We
love.
stand for peace.
Yeah.
And क्या हो जाएगा ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा, you know, people say, like, you know, that turn the other cheek, right? Like, what's the maximum what can they do? They can keep hitting you. How long? They'll get tired after hitting you, right? I think, but I don't think people will hit. I think it's at the end of the day, any reasonable human being.
Faltwani, please, one thing, let me tell you one thing. People who pick up the guns are
Yeah.
not reasonable.
They're not
So
reasonable.
please don't even think that they're
No,
reasonable.
Azza Baba, don't say that, because then there are a lot of our bandhus who have guns, so they're not reasonable.
Yeah, I pick up guns. I'm talking pick up to kill somebody. See, I'll tell you one thing. You should understand one thing. The fear of the gun, which people think, oh, if I have a gun, I can get them fear. Fear of the gun is only until you pull the trigger.
That's true.
But when gun becomes useless. Understand also. But at the same time, Ajan, no, I am totally against it. I would say, why would you want to have a gun? It means that you actually are having something in your mind to eat. But
That's right.
safety-wise, there are many more things you can do to be safe. Stay safe.
Yeah.
Concentrate on yourself. Focus on yourself. That's why it's wonderful timing for the event to happen of Shri Ravi Shankar Sab.
Yeah.
That's going to happen on June 9th. Be part of it. Learn meditation. Learn how you can actually bring peace in your mind. I told you, Father is right about that. We actually hold peace close in our heart.
Yeah.
Now we've got to have the peace in our mind also.
Correct.
So peace of mind is what we need to do.
Yeah.
Go attend the kind of things or listen to shows like us.
Yeah.
Probably you'll find peace of mind.
Yes.
Or we'll give a piece of our mind.
You can definitely call us. We'll give you that too. इसी के साथ हम बोलेंगे अपने जान, thank you so much for bringing us into your life. And remember, no matter what, at the end of the day, we love you because you have brought us into your lives and you bring us into your lives day after day, and you come into our lives by just being there, by showing your support, by being, our bandhus. And we truly love you no matter what. And please go ahead and spread that love and cheer around. God knows the world needs it. इसी के साथ हम आपको बोलेंगे जादू की झप्पी बांटते रहिए. गुड नाइट,
शब्बा खैर and a प्यार भरा.
You are listening to Radio D Hotties, powered by Mahima Creations.
Hi, this is Akshay Kumar and you are listening to me on Radio D Hotties with Altu Baba and Paltu Rani, where entertainment keeps getting hotter.